everybody, and welcome to this week's exceedingly controversial episode. God, the lisp on that one was strong. This one's exceedingly controversial episode of the Silver Split Screen Brothers. As always, I am Nick, and joining me is my weeb-hating friend, Jared from Comics League. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, and weeb-hating is a word for it.
All right, for those who don't know, we're recording this on a Monday. We just did the Capcom stream, and Jared, you very much disappointed me on that stream.
Hey, I picked one game to be excited for.
I appreciate that, but you were very disappointed.
Well, when Capcom makes more than one game that interests me, maybe I'll be a little more excited.
All right, so I'm doing this because this is going on my channel, and I can do it.
Just kidding. I love how you tried that, and I just removed you from the stream. I love having superpowers.
Fuck and you. Remember, we're past 8 seconds, so I can do that. So I like that we kind of have this understanding where, like, my channel, you can curse a little bit, and your channel, we keep it PG. I like that. Anyway, so let's kind of get into the usual stuff. So, Jared, what have you been playing, playa?
Well, I got all of the I got the Arkham revisited like 2-pack where you can like play all the remastered Arkham games with upscaled graphics. Awesome games. And what's cool is that for like Asylum so far, when you start the game, you can immediately free roam with any of the skins. So like there's the Blackest Night, Sinestro Core War skin where Yellow Lantern Batman. There's the B-Task skin where it's Bruce Timm Batman. There's the Dark Knight Returns where it changes his face to look like the Dark Knight Returns Batman. It's so good. And I played that one, and I completed City. I'm playing through Asylum right now. I'm also playing through my like third or fourth playthrough of Night, but this time it's like on New Game Plus, which puts it at the Nightmare difficulty, which is no picnic. Trust me. Someone could say it's a nightmare.
So you're saying it's no Night at the Opera?
Yeah, exactly. It's no Mask of Zorro movie theater trip. Let me put it that way. Any Batman fans knows what I'm referencing with that one.
I gotta say, I love the fact that in the Batman, his parents got killed in 2002. So my headcanon, and this is headcanon, this is not actual canon. I'm making a note of that. Like, just for all you people out there, this is my own personal headcanon. Bruce Wayne's parents got killed after seeing Shrek.
Yeah, except and all the modern depictions of them being killed, it says Mask of Zorro in the movie theater.
Yeah, but Zorro came out in the 90s, so
they could still see a screening of Zorro.
It's possible, but I just really like the idea.
But all the marquees say Zorro.
They actually didn't show them dying in the Batman though, so
because we know their origins many times.
Yeah, but it's canonical. They died in 2002, and Shrek came out in 2002.
So in the Snyderverse, they died in 2002 when it says the Mask of Zorro on there then.
Well, the Snyderverse is superior, so
there you go. But
yes, something we can agree upon.
So I was doing that. I finished Taladia's intro for Gotham Knights, which means I had to watch more Gotham Knights, and trust me, that was a chore.
You sacrificed for us all, and we thank you.
Yeah, thank me for my service. And I did that, and let's see, what else? Yeah, I just been on a huge...
I'm pressing F on the keyboard right now. I'm jamming F on the keyboard.
And I watched the Killing Joke animated movie today, which...
Let's just kind of...
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
And... Oh, yeah, I saw Transformers Rise of the Beast, which was freaking dope. I love that movie. You could say that they really maximized my enthusiasm.
Boo! You really do need to do a stream of like Arkham City, Arkham Knight one of these days.
I will. That's going to happen.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it on this channel. Maybe we'll see it on his channel. But I think it's pretty safe to say it will happen eventually. So as for myself, as for what me, the player of all players, have been playing, God, that was cringe. Let's see here. I played some Dead by Daylight. I got that was one of those free Epic Game Store things. It was cool at first, but then like the difficulty kind of really ramped up with like the fourth mission and just like I don't know. It just when a game becomes frustrating, I stop playing it because games should be fun and I don't mind challenge, but when it feels like the game is kind of doing some bullshit mechanics, I just stop. I just I lose all interest. So I downloaded Final Fantasy 15 last night. Played that a little bit. I'm still on my first playthrough that one. I'm pretty far in. It's pretty good so far. But yeah, we'll kind of see how that goes. And yeah, so this is a pretty interesting week, I'd say. So we actually have 2 articles of news. Let's get into the kind of the smaller one with like the Twitter drama and whatnot. So Jared, tell us how comics broke you.
Well, it didn't break me because there's this thing going around where a lot of people that got into it's not really the big 2 people. I mean, there are some of them that are saying that some shady stuff happened, but it's like a lot of comic creatives that only went in comics and didn't have like side jobs and everything like that chose this path, mind you, are now complaining that like they're living paycheck to paycheck and such. And I'm like, you chose this. Just to be clear, you chose this.
Yeah, and as much as I want to be sympathetic, as much as I want to be empathetic to these people, a lot of the posts are just, it's hard. Because, like, there was this one that went around where, like, this guy, he was like, oh, I'm an Eisner Award-winning creator. I created a comic book about a French musician in, like, the 1500s. Literally a book that, like, very few people...
It's niche in a niche medium.
Not only it's niche in a niche, in a niche, and it's like he created something that's super niche, and you know, and he wonders like for example, like here's something like an example on my part, like Screecher does better than Turn Samurai. That's a fact
because it's less niche.
Yeah, you know, because Turn Samurai is a niche within a niche. It's manga based. It's black and white. Blah blah blah. Don't get me wrong. Turn Samurai does well. Thank you everyone.
It's awesome, by the way.
But Screecher is objectively the better. No, not the better comic. It's the better doing comic.
After that,
you know, and I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad at people. It is what it is. You know,
the audience has spoken. You could say capitalism.
Yeah, both people, the audience spoken. Like Turn Samurai is people like Turn Samurai. They just like Screecher more. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at the audience.
They're still giving you their money, so what difference does it make, really?
Yeah, but like this just hammers home the point of people want what they want. And as much as people like deride, like, oh, we need more variety of comics, blah, 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 and statistically speaking, cape shit sells.
And even EVS responded to that very same tweet, and he goes, okay, so... Like you said, he went with a niche and a niche and niche. And the Eisner, he said, Eisner really doesn't mean anything really in terms of sales. Yeah, it could in terms of some opportunities, but really, unless you're selling a Batman book, you're not going to make the money you think you should make.
Eisner Award is a measure of artistic achievement, not commercial. Like, I'm sure the book is well done. Like, I'm like, if it won an Eisner Award, I'm sure, like from a purely like artistic standpoint, I'm sure it's a very, very well made book. Like I'm not trying to deride the person. It's not a book that I would read, but I'm sure it's a very well done book. You know, not but it's like you go into these things. See, it's kind of like the whole thing of like, do I want to be artistic or do I want to be commercial? You know, and that's why I do 2 comics, because Screecher and Turn Samurai, they hit different markets. And that's fine. You know, Screecher is more the general audiences, and people love that. And then Turn Samurai is more manga, anime based. Yeah, I'm hitting mature. You know, like why not? I have very little sympathy, and I want to read off the post that I made because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm actually really, really proud of this. Let me let me just kind of put it up here. I'll present it. You share it. You know,
No problem.
because I'm actually really proud of this tweet. I actually think it's like some really good writing on my part. So yeah, I'm really proud of this. I'm just gonna read it off for those who aren't seeing this visually, because I know some people, they might like click off and do whatever thing. That's fine. I don't really have anything to add to hashtag comics broke me, because they haven't. Because of comics, I'm accomplishing my dreams. Because of comics, I've met so many amazing people. So comics have not broken me. They have made me. Also, I got a message.
Fine.
And then I posted this picture from Screecher. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of appropriate for the whole thing. You know, like, what do you think? Was this an appropriate picture to post this?
I think so.
So yeah, like, I'm really proud of that post, and like, yeah, I don't know. What do you have to say about it? I mean, I know you've kind of made some few comments, but like,
with me, it's because that's one of the reasons why I have a job in addition to just doing a little fun indie comic book on the side, because for me it's a hobby, and that way I have the steady monetary stream coming in. So no matter what happens with the comic, I'm not stuck.
Yeah, and I'm a similar way. I am in a insanely lucky position because I'm on SSI. All right, I'm just gonna, I really don't try and hide it. So I am fortunate enough to have an income that I can do this, and I can devote my time to this, and I have stuff taken care of. I am very fortunate. I'm being very adamant that I am very lucky. I am very fortunate to be in the position I am, to where I can do this and still have a roof over my head. I want comic books to be my main income. One day they will be, but not now. And in the meantime, I am very lucky to be secure. I'm not rich. I'm not balling, but I'm doing okay.
Well, realistically, if your channel explodes, that could be your main source of income.
I'd be okay with that,
because there are plenty of people that do YouTube and the comics on the side, because that we have the plus. Your main income can be used to promote your secondary income as well.
By all means, I would be perfectly okay with that.
There you go, bro.
So please, subscribe to the Phoenix
Press. Subscribe to Phoenix Press. Definitely subscribe to Phoenix Press.
Speaking of success, speaking of YouTube promoting comics, like, dude, that was like an awesomely good segue.
I know. All right, so can I introduce this?
Bring it, brother.
So those of you that know me know I'm a big fan of Eric July and his Rippaverse comics. So I saw him too, went online today.
Share it.
Wait. I have to say this. Its pre-order campaign goal was $350,000. It made in a day $672,000. $672,033.
Oh wow!
It is 100. And by the way, he had animated movie trailer. I'm gonna share this real quick, Nick, if it's okay with you, so we can show the nice people that trailer.
Sent you a private chat.
Yeah, hang on one second. All right. So, yeah. And yes, I am going. I will obviously be picking this up since I loved number one. But all right. So we got here. So this is the page. And then here is the nice little animated trailer. Hang on.
Please play it, please.
I haven't watched the animated trailer yet. So this is new for me. I'm just going to go to a new tab so I can full screen it. Wait, it's not sharing this tab. Hang on. Technical difficulties, folks.
It's all right.
All right. And here we go. And again, this is my first time reacting to this trailer.
Mine as well, actually.
Can you hear?
I can hear it. Fancy. I love that. Oh.
Time is a fascinating thing. We often like to think of it as something that just is. But too many people let the past determine who they are. When true greatness is determined by how one deals with the present.
That's the Chuck Dixon team.
So
I like these designs.
I have one condition. Yeah. No more quitting. Time is a gift, Isa. What are you gonna do with yours?
All right. So
I saw animated series when?
I'm gonna make an announcement right now. I originally said that the Indie Wednesday for this week on my channel was going to be an amalgam comic. No, I'm doing because I never did a spoiler review of ISOM.
Dude, get the algorithm.
I'm doing that.
The algorithm,
That's it.
brother.
Because first off, I'm gonna read this
seriously.
chat. Wait. This chat, that video has me going. I gotta reread that right now.
Dude, get on that algorithm.
Yeah, I'm doing it. But
This
yes,
is the week
and
to
by the
do
way,
it, bro.
close friend of Comics League, Gabe Altaib did the colors. So love you, Gabe.
Make sure to send that video to him so he can post it on his.
I'm sure he has access to it. But dude, that was freaking dope.
Yeah, like I saw an animated series when.
Actually, yeah, they could do it with that animated style. That actually I would watch that.
I would say it does need a bit more polish. Like for a trailer, it was amazing. Like
I mean, in terms of animation style, yeah, I like that in terms of like draw style. But in terms of like in terms of if this was turned into a series, yeah, I could use a little polish.
Yeah, in terms of like the actual like animation, it was kind of jerky. Like there was a bit limited, but like the style, yes, like it does. Like but like for a trailer, it's great. It's great. I love it.
And how about this?
And let's be honest. I'm sure if they're gonna do like an animated series, they would polish
it'll
it
be
up and clean it. So,
it'll be
so
high.
this is not critique. This is not critique.
No,
I'm sure they will.
Well, first off, that was a kick-ass trailer. Like, oh
yes.
I was already going to back this product, but now I'm going to back it even more. So, for those who don't know,
I saw two Electric Boogaloo.
So, yeah, so there are 3 covers. One by the traditional artist, which is Cliff Richards, I believe. I believe that's the one doing the art. But then there's also a cover by Ethan Van Sciver. Spoiler alert, I'm getting the Ethan Van Sciver cover.
The fact that Ethan Van Sciver is hopping onto the Ripperverse
and then
just says
another
everything.
one by other Comicsgate artist and Superman artist Shane Davis. $100. And what's cool is that you can get them signed and slabbed.
Oh, I bet you are so tempted to get a slab.
I'm tempted, but I'm on a budget. But what I'll probably do,
dude, just don't buy another hot toy for a while.
No,
like,
that ain't happening. If I see Eric July at a con, I'll get it signed.
Imagine if they did an ESOM hot toy.
Well, that would be awesome. And then I will have him say, "I'm Eric July, and you're watching Comics League."
Or like an ESOM Todd McFarlane did like ESOM figure.
Because apparently with Todd, if you pay him enough, you can commission an action figure. Can you imagine a McFarlane Screecher?
Sorry. I just went to a very happy place.
Yeah. So we got the typical T-shirts and stuff. But yes.
No, even better. Screecher Spawn crossover.
I could see that. She temporarily becomes a Spawn.
Oh. Okay. Once your comic comes out, we need to do Under 2 Caped episode where we do like crossovers we want to see with our characters.
Yes.
Like once Atlas comes out and we have all that stuff, we will do a thing where like all of our characters, where we're talking about like crossovers we want to see. Like we need to do that.
Yes, exactly. So. Yeah, well, first off, does it really surprise anyone that this is exploding considering the last one did like 3 mil?
Also, like, I love that, like, the Ripperverse haters, the best they can do is, like, his website crashed! Like.
That's a good sign. You do realize that, right?
Yeah, though I will say this though, if Eric July's website can crash with all of his money, what does that say about other
Apparently,
indie
they said they
projects that are
maxed
trying to
out.
do stuff?
Apparently, there are people like addressed this, and they said that they had previously paid to max out the server capacity and still crashed.
I can't do it. I'm sorry, Captain. You just can't take it. There's too many fans.
I'm sorry. And by the way, this was the first time they did an animated trailer, so I'm like, okay. I'm surprised more watch Marvel and DC are going to try and copy what he did instead of just showing like motion comic stuff.
Oh, I'm like.
Can you imagine if you did one for like Screecher and I did an animated trailer for my book?
I mean, those things cost a lot.
It would cost a pretty penny, but I'm just saying, imagine if we somehow fandangled that.
I mean, maybe for like Screecher Volume 2 or 3, I could maybe see that. Well, I will say this: if I'm doing it for Turn Samurai, it's gonna be anime style. So.
Oh yeah, there's no reason not to. You can put Capcom. That's a reference to an earlier stream that Nick and I did where we did the Capcom showcase, and I made stupid jokes because I'm not a Capcom fan. So anyway,
You're doing so good.
So the Rippaverse. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to back this as soon as we hop off this because, yes.
Well, there's no time like the present, my friend.
Yeah, I'm going to back it as soon as we finish recording. So.
All right.
So that's that. So
going.
By the way, Eric, if somehow you're watching this, we would love to have you on the show sometime.
You could
free promotion.
Gabe. You could message Gabe. Maybe you could put in a good word.
Yeah.
But anyway, going from something that looks really good to something that looks really bad.
Yeah. All right. So. I might as well just put that in there.
Yeah.
By the way, this was Nick. Well, I'm going to transfer over to my account real quick so I can show you. This was Nick when he saw the Starfield trailer. I actually have a perfect clip for this. No. Oops, sorry. Okay. I'll redo it. Don't worry. Here's Nick.
No. Impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to be clear, my position on this is I think the studio is making a lot of promise. The promises sound cool. It's only a matter of can they actually carry through in the promises. And I'm sorry, I've been burned by way too many
Bethesda
studios.
makes a lot of promises. They don't live up to many of them.
They're another 343 Industries, is what you're telling me.
They're worse. They are worse.
Oh, no one's worse than 343 Industries.
Have you seen Fallout 76? At least Halo Infinite, like Halo Infinite, like at least 343 Industries can ship a semi-complete game. At least their games are nowhere near as buggy as Bethesda's.
True.
Like, here's my problem with Bethesda. First off, I love them. Skyrim, great game. Fallout 3, great game. I love New Vegas. That was done by Obsidian, but, so that's not part of this. Fallout 4, decent game. I like it. So this comes from a place of love, And the problem with Bethesda is for the past 20 plus years, really, every game they have shipped has been hilariously broken on launch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout, Skyrim, and the problem is they're using like the house that they have built their games off of. The Creation Engine 2. It is based off of a very shoddy foundation.
Really?
So Creation Engine is based off an engine called Gamebryo, which dates back all the way to 1997. And is a notoriously bad engine. The Gamebryo was used for like Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout, New Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a bad engine. The Creation Engine is based off of Gamebryo. So they're still using that as like the basis. They built their house on like very unstable ground. And so their insistence on using that code base to the detriment of their process is just really holding them back.
It's kind of like where 343 made for Halo Infinite made their own game engine called the Slipspace engine, and then it just completely crapped out on them.
Yeah, and then like say which like another thing is compared to other companies. Like look at CD Projekt Red. You know, they made the Red engine. It worked decently well for Witcher 3, which Witcher 3 actually had some problems on launch, but they fixed it. And then obviously the Cyberpunk 2077 thing happened, but they learned their lesson. They're using Unreal Engine now. For like the new Witcher games, they're using Unreal Engine. They've learned their lesson.
Which Unreal Engine is like, that's a legendary engine. That is solid.
And say what you will about No Man's Sky. Obviously, everyone knows how it launched. But you know what they did? They shut the frick up and they fixed the game. And yeah, it's a great game now. And if you look at, like literally, I posted a comparison shot where you had No Man's Sky. Looks better, honestly.
Looks better.
And this is a game that came out in 2016. Like the problem with Starfield is it looks barren, it looks lifeless,
generic.
The gameplay just looks generic.
Yeah,
it just does not look like a game that I want.
I mean, I do like the whole free roaming the galaxy and boarding ships and stuff. That looks cool. But can I tell you a funny story about No Man's Sky? So when I first played the game, it was after it got fixed, and I didn't know all the development stuff that happened. So when I play it, I'm like, this is fun. Why does everyone hate this game? It was only until I saw the Gameverse video that I realized how truly bad it was.
For those who want to know about the story of, like, I really recommend watching the Ungoodening of No Man's Sky by Internet Historian. That is a really good video about, like, the history of, like, how it came out. And it gives a really honest take about what happened. And honestly, a lot of the fault, it does not, like, a lot of it is, like, they just kind of got swept up by the hype. And they are a small studio. And it just kind of got out of their hands. You know, I'm not saying they're, like, the studio itself does have some faults, but honestly, it just kind of seems like a human tale, especially when like you hear about the creator Sean Murray, how he's kind of an introvert and, like, you know, he's just trying to do the best he can. Like, that's why he made all the wild. It's a lot more understanding and a lot more forgivable.
Yeah. Even in the Gameverse video that I was watching, yeah, 100%. I'm like, see, I don't blame him because, you know, he's trying to hype up the game. He's never done this before. He's very introverted. You can tell the dude's introverted. And you know what he did? At least he went back and he fulfilled on a lot of those promises. He said, you know what? We're going to fix this. And he did it.
Yeah, and they're free updates. Like, they're not DLC. Like, he could have very easily charged DLC for this. But he did free updates. They're still doing it. Like, the last update was literally a few weeks ago.
That's why I have a tremendous amount of respect for that guy. Because, again, yeah, so many people would have tried to capitalize on this. But he goes, no, I made promises. I have to fulfill on them. That is the honorable thing to do.
And look at Bethesda. Look at the Fallout 76 controversy. Their modus operandi was to pretend the problem didn't exist or give very cheeky comments to it, you know, and just continue to money and gouge you for all this stuff. You know, it like I'm sorry, but Bethesda has lost my trust.
Yeah, honestly, mine too, to a certain degree. Because here's the thing. Even the promises that they did say, a lot of it looks fun, but here's the thing. It literally looks like, what's that other space game that everyone plays that's like a subscription? That's on PC.
Well, the big three are No Man's Sky, Elite Dangerous, and Star Citizen. That's the big
Star Citizen. It literally looks like a clone of Star Citizen.
Oh, Star Citizen is its own.
But Star Citizen looks better because I've seen gameplay of it. That's the one game where I would possibly pay a subscription for it because I'm a big sci-fi, like, free roaming nerd. But
yeah, that's a whole different ball of wax.
But the thing is that literally it looks like Star Citizen, and they didn't show me enough besides the customizing your own ship that really shows me that it's that different.
Yeah, and it's like, I just, you know.
But like this way, if it comes out on Game Pass, I'll give it a shot because I believe every game has a shot because it could be the marketing is just not that good and it comes out. And you know what? It could be good. That's what I'm going to get. But if it's bad, you're going to hear from Nick and I that it's bad.
I'm probably going to buy the PS6 version.
Yeah.
Like when they do the inevitable deluxe version on PS6 for like half the price, that's when I'll buy it.
Yeah, but my point is, I'll give it a shot, and even Nick can interview me when I play it, and he can ask me a list of questions on if it's good.
Yeah, sure. You know,
actually, that might actually be really good content.
Yeah, we can talk about it. And yeah, so it's like I did a little bit of a cheeky post, and it got pretty much the reaction I was looking for. Like,
you making cheeky posts on Twitter? No.
If you don't follow me on if you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm like, wait, how did you?
It's very entertaining, by the way. I will say Nick's Twitter is very funny, even if you can take the incessant puns.
Yeah, I try to be positive. Sometimes I can get a little cheeky. Yeah, let's just be honest here. I knew exactly what I was doing.
What do you expect?
I knew exactly what I was doing when oh my god, I gotta dig up the post now. I gotta dig it up.
Ooh, it turns out every order for ISOM. I'm sorry, I just saw this. Every order for ISOM gets a bookmark.
Oh, wow,
it's just if you spend $100, you get a foil one. I'm just gonna get the regular stuff still. I'm sorry. Also, I had to say that.
Also, I just want to say, I really appreciate that you spent more on Turn Samurai than you are on ISOM. I take that as a high compliment.
Yeah. I already made the commitment, so it's like I had to get the $100 edition.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to send you this. I am going to send you this on private chat, and then you can pull it up and share it. So
okay.
Because my computer is acting a little choppy, so it's probably best to do it that way.
Okay, let me do this. Hang on. All right.
Yeah, just do that and kind of scroll through some of the comments. It gets really unhinged.
So you put after the Starfield review, I don't want anyone saying No Man's Sky looks bad ever again.
And then I created this meme myself. That's why it looks a little choppy. Can you full screen
here's
it?
the better one. Here's the better one. And I played No Man's Sky. I will play this Starfield, and it still looks like shit.
Yeah, look at that photo. It's like, sure, the fidelity is better, but it looks barren and just like, you know.
And then maybe it's just the product of me having incredibly low expectations for anything Bethesda makes right now. But I think it looked fine. Emphasis on fine. Though because I wasn't blown away, it only really interested in what Starfield will be like. Many months of mod creation. That's true.
Yeah, Wingus is a regular on my profile. He's a pretty cool dude. And just look at the responses I gave the people who were cordial with their responses. I say, hey, I hope you enjoy the game. One thing you learn about me on Twitter is I give what I get. You come at me and you're nice and respectful, I will do the same to me. You act like a total jackass, I'll be an even bigger jackass.
Yeah. One screenshot doesn't make the game, and purposely using a drab moon landscape is dishonest. The problem with No Man's Sky was that it was crap at launch. That's a fact, but now it's except one was made by an indie studio and the other was made by a company with more money than God. Nice. That is a good difference. I mean, look at what No Man's Sky was able to make as an indie company compared to a big corporation.
Now, yeah, and literally Bethesda, even before they were bought by Microsoft, they were swimming in cash. Now they're bought by Microsoft, literally one of the biggest corporations.
Yeah, they're exactly the same. Exactly. Like what I said. Aren't they still using the same old engine from Fallout, or is it a new one? I believe so. So it's the same engine.
Yeah, some of these people were just honestly when they busted out the personal attack so early, and it's just dude,
that's just what people do. Yeah, I love. Is that a glitch?
Yeah, look at my response to that, and then I posted that. Read it off.
It said, yeah, but it's being made by the same company that made this. I'll stick with No Man's Sky. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pointing out, here's the thing, because pointing out that both were glitchy at launch is not really that good of a comparison, because No Man's Sky was made by a much smaller team, and Bethesda is made by literally some of the most talented people in the industry, and they have more money than God.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, no, like Hello Games was able to do such a game that they're able to be compared to Starfield with much lower resources and much lower budget.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad. That is really, really freaking sad.
I mean, hey,
Good
here's
for
the
Hello
thing.
Games.
Wait, here's the thing. Here's a good comparison. Hashtag full circle. Look at Eric July able to raise like $3 million on his first comic book, and Marvel and DC can barely make $100,000.
Yeah.
When they have the backing of major corporations.
To be fair, it's not quite the same as like, because Eric July also has the benefit of having a big YouTube following, and he also invested a lot of his own money into this.
But here's the thing. DC has the largest following in pop culture history, and they still can't get that many numbers.
What was it David Zaslav said? It's like, you have Superman, you have Batman, and you're not doing anything with them. Like,
exactly.
Which
is why I'm convinced that a few of these projects may be shuffled around to make room for Batman and an actual Wonder Woman project. Paradise Lost does not count as a Wonder Woman project.
How much do you want to bet there's going to be an ISOM crossover with Marvel or DC sometime soon?
Nope, because Eric
think
July is not going to sully his characters by making them cross over with current Marvel or DC.
I could see an ISOM Spawn crossover.
Yeah, that could happen.
Like, I could see that happening. Like, just imagine, like, ISOM Spawn.
And it's pronounced ISOM, not ESOM.
ISOM Spawn crossover?
Yeah, that works.
I'm just waiting for the ISOM Cyberfrog crossover.
I want the ISOM action figure. I want that. It's going on my shelf.
Oh, it's coming. You know it's going to come eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ethan's, like, his Cyberfrog action figures. The packages look straight out of the 90s. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's have some fun. All right, so for our top 5, what we're going to do is we are going to name our top 5 favorite space games. And I love that as soon as I said that. Okay, that's cool. And the top 5 space games, but there are some caveats. First off, only one Star Wars game per list, because if otherwise you pollute it. And also, just to make sure that, like, our lists are different, Star Wars Knights of the Republic 1, 2, and the MMO are considered free space. So just imagine we already picked those 3.
Okay.
So, ladies first.
Okay, then you should go first.
But I am not a lady. You are.
No, you are.
No, you are.
Okay, so anyway. So now that I've removed the women from the club, so in terms of my favorite space games, it essentially is Mass Effect is number 1. Actually, no, Halo's number 1 in its heydays. Mass Effect is number 2. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is number 3. That takes place in space.
Mm-hmm.
Or as it was referred to by the internet, Infinite Dislikes.
Yeah, Infinite Warfare counts. It does take place in spaces. We're doing a very loose definition of
And then
space.
Battlefront 2, the original, again. Whenever I say Battlefront 2, and that's my one Star Wars game, please automatically assume that I mean the classic.
Now I'm wishing we had the drop of just, like, the simulations.
Yeah, exactly. Or watch those wrist rockets. And Dead Space.
All right, that works. So mine is in no particular order. So first off is No Man's Sky. I mean, as much as I was shilling for it, I mean, did you expect it not to be on there?
No, watch. You secretly hate it.
I'm trying to think here. Number 2 would probably be Star Wars Jedi Academy. There's my Star Wars game.
There you go. That's a good one.
Number 3 is Star Fox for the Star Fox 64. Yeah, it's either Super Nintendo or 64. So there's 3. And then trying to think here because like I'm trying to think back on my games actually. Surprisingly, I don't have as many. Now I'm just looking at like the thing over here. Like, oh, I should have thought this out better. Let's see here. Final Fantasy VIII, because they do actually go into space. Part of that, so I'm gonna do an executive thing, and like they actually do go into space. So it's like,
All right, there you go.
and then for number 5, I'm gonna say Rogue Squadron. I'm gonna break my rule and name another Star Wars game.
Then I get another Star Wars game.
Fine.
Republic Commando.
I knew you'd say that.
It's in space. There's a mission that takes place on a spaceship.
It counts.
You
All right.
board a spaceship.
All right. So let's kind of just wrap this up. Jared, any final thoughts? Anything you want to say? Any insults you want to lob my way?
Well, all I have to say is that you have dweeb taste in games, but that's besides the point.
You half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Who's scruffy looking?
You got the reference?
There you go. Yeah. So I'm really excited to back ISOM number 2. And by the way, all the books, like I'll be backing Yaira, I'll be backing Alpha Core. Well, Alpha Core because it's Chuck freaking Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I know, right?
And then Yaira because she looks dope as hell. And Yaira is the blonde from the trailer that threw me into the car.
We need an Atlas ISOM crossover like right now.
Oh hell yes! If he wanted to do that, I'd be like, yes. Are you kidding me?
All right. So this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press, and remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one to walk through it.
Nightwing and Barbara Gordon.